All right. My dear
Hi.
fellow listeners and viewers, good evening once again, and welcome to another edition of Let's Chit Chat with Narine Dat. Let's Chit Chat with Narine Dat is a Canadian initiative with a unique impact. There are a few different ways to listen to us. You can listen to us on the regular dial, that's the radio 102.7 CKMS FM. You can listen to us on Rogers Digital Cable for those of you who have the Rogers Digital box. And of course, we're also live stream our chit chat here. So do take the opportunity to share our page. We ask you to stay with us if you would like to learn a thing or two. However, if you're looking for an opportunity to vent out any sort of negativity, this is not for you. Tonight, we have the lovely Geetanjalie joining us
Hello.
here. How are you
Good
doing
night,
tonight?
everyone. I'm fine. Doing great.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. I know we
Thank
have
you.
attempted, a few times in the past to have you on here, but you know what? Nothing happens before it's time. So we are so
Thanks.
glad that finally we are able to connect. And so for those of you who weren't following us along, she has joined us in the past, but tonight we will take the opportunity to honor her with her best song writing piece. We'll talk more about that. I'll give you all the details and as to why we're doing it. But before we get into all of that, we'll do that obviously in the second half. We'll take a little bit of time to chit chat with her a little bit, get to know what she has been up to and all of that. So obviously you have lots going on. I'm aware of that. It's a busy time as well too with this whole Navratri and so forth. So
Yes.
what are you doing? How have you been? I should say.
So, first of all, namaste, good night, good evening, salaam alaikum to all the Muslim brothers and sisters, and wherever you are logging in from, my humble Sitaram and greetings to each and every one of you. So yes, now is a period of Navratri, so on a daily basis, more intense than the other days, like the normal days. We do our fasting and chanting, silent chanting as well as verbal chanting, and preparation for the altar, praying to the 9 forms of the feminine aspect of God, and that is Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati Ma. So it's a pretty busy thing, and we have to constantly keep praying and chanting, even whatever other endeavors you're doing and chores you're doing. So it's not like you go to the altar and you pray and you do some sort of 15 minutes, half hour, whatever time you want to on the altar or at the mandir and come back and that's it. So that's about Navratri, and it's a very auspicious time. We are in the period of Vasant Navratri, and then we have another Navratri coming up in the year end. However, I think that we need to pray to whatever and however way we want to and believe in. And then I'd like to say humbly and respectfully to all the sisters and brothers of the Muslim community, that they also are doing a lot of prayers and fasting, and I'd like to firstly say my brother, really good brother, I'd like to say hi to him, Zalil Bakas. He's a wonderful guy, and he is really committed to his Allah. And so yes, so I think that when we pray to God, we have to be prostrate fully and 100%. We have to communicate in the way we want to. We don't have to do, elaborate prayers or long or whatever to pray, however it's about the mind. Like they say, Thoda मन दर्पण कहलाए, थोड़ा मन दर्पण कहलाए. So it's your mind. If you have, it's a period of time where you cleanse the mind. You take off all the negativities and eradicate all the darkness. You pray and beg and beseech God, Durga Ma, to Lakshmi Ma, Saraswati Ma, to eradicate all those negativities within us, that's in us. And also we have to also know the main aspects of the 3 forms of Devi. So in Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga is Shakti Ma, and Lakshmi Ma is not wealth alone. It's about cleanliness. It's about contentment, santosh, and Saraswati Ma is about wisdom and knowledge. And in depth, I'm not going to go into that, but when we pray to the main three aspects to Devi Ma, with the pure love and devotion and dedication and honesty, and she will definitely answer our prayers. And it's a beautiful period of time, all the chants and the dhuns, the bhajans and so forth, and chalisas, everything, Durga Ashtakam, everything that you can try to, inculcate it and do it, practice it, sing it at the mandir, especially when we have a wider, broader, bigger congregation. We have the more vibration. The energy is increasing rather than to stay at home. People would say, I don't need to go to the mandir. The mandir has too much of janjat and whatnot, or whatever is bothering them, or time, maybe job. Their job is, But some people comes in the mandir for even for 5 minutes. However you pray, you have to pray with a clean heart and mind, and the devotion that you bring out there whenever you pray to God. Is that what Bhagwan wants? When we pray, we all just have to give ourselves wholly and solely. Like when we bow and we say the Guru mantra, we bow flat down with our belly, our stomach right down, and not with our knees. That's the best. The more you put in there, the more you will receive. Like if you put $1 in the bank, you don't expect a lot of interest. If you put 20, then you expect more. This is the same thing when you prostrate to Bhagwan. So it's a very beautiful, auspicious time, and I wish all the persons, everybody who are celebrating Navratri, a very, very prosperous time, happy time, and keep chanting and praying, keep focusing on Bhagwanji each split second of the day of your lives. Not one festival and it's gone, or tonight or tomorrow night. When you are God conscious and you know that God resides within you, then you will want to chant and sing or say, thank you, God, for the breath, even for the day that you woke up yesterday. Now you're waking up. You wake up this morning and hoping to wake up tomorrow, and live in the present. Don't focus on the past and think about anything. Whenever you pray, I think you should pray just to thank God, bless you, guide you, protect you, not wanting this and wanting that, making your list, and in your mind you're saying you want to achieve that and you don't want this and that. Everything that's in your mind, Bhagwanji sab jante. He knows, she knows everything, whatever form you pray to. So it's not necessary to ask God for anything. God knows from beforehand, and whatever you deserve, that's what you're gonna get. And so I think that when you pray, just prostrate with love and devotion and sincerity. That's what God wants. Yes, that's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that. By the way, to those of you who are watching and listening, this is not our usual time for the show. Usually we are on 7 o'clock Eastern time, usually. And speaking of that, we do have another live show at 7 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to have Satish Yudaram joining us. But on our show here, we accommodate and we make things work for everybody. And so that's one of the reasons, why we have our guests here this evening. So I don't want to confuse you, just in case for those of you who are scrolling through and all of that, right? Let me quickly say hello to Priya. Thank you so much for taking this sneak peek here. And to our radio people, do know that we appreciate you. We cannot see you, but we appreciate you. We started this way. We started radio, 20 years ago. And so do know that we appreciate you as well, too. Despite the fact that we cannot see you, let me say hello to Gayatri as well. Thank you so much for taking a sneak peek. Danielle, a good friend of mine, we'll have to find a way to catch up sometime, now that the pandemic, we have more, I guess, loose opportunity, so to speak. So thank you for taking a sneak peek. So, let's get into the musical aspect of things, though. You have a passion for singing. You tend to focus more on the religious aspect of it, which I think it's a unique thing. It's a beautiful thing. You also do lots, of writing as well too, and people are not aware of it. But keep in mind, for those of you who don't know me, I'm a very knowledgeable man. I have a good head on my shoulder, so keep an eye on things, right? Keeping an eye on things in a good way. And so, though we have never kept a competition when it comes to songwriting and so on, I think that it is important for us to kind of really draw the attention and really try to somehow not condemn anybody, but at least put a positive spin to things to make sure that, when people are putting things out there, particularly in the form of a song, it has to be, meaningful, but also you want to make sure it's making a positive impact, right? Because through the social media, things get loose easily, and sometimes we are not realizing the danger lyrics can have, and things of that kind, right? And because we keep feeding ourselves with all of this information, songs and the lyrics and all that, and we are not here to condemn anybody, to those of you who are watching, so don't send me an email here. But what we have done a few months ago, we have been keeping an eye on things, looking at lyrics. There was no need for anybody to submit anything, because we are always, we have a strong presence on social media and elsewhere. So what we have done, for those of you who don't know, or for those of you who may have missed, bits and pieces along, we have selected Geetanjalie to receive the Best Songwriter Award. And reason for that is because the song really tells, not only a good story, but really it champions what's important in life, right? It talks about democracy. And I'll get you to talk about that eventually. One of the things that really drew my attention is we have had the issue with the Guyana election situation and all of that, right? I've really kind of spent a lot of time, and we used to have, as most of you will know, lots of guests, and we used to kind of keep, an eagle eye. And Daniel will know what I'm talking about here. Keep an eagle eye, as to what was happening and so on. And then I felt that the song that Geetanjalie, put together, her own song, by the way, original song, really kind of highlights, the importance of democracy, not giving up. So for me, it was more like the icing on the cake, and putting aside my passion for politics and policy change and all that has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the message of the song. She had no idea, by the way, that we have selected her, because this, we felt it was necessary. And our hope is that people will use this as, an example and say, what, maybe I have to step back and kind of really think what I'm doing. Am I looking for quantity, or am I looking for quality, right? Because you have to make sure that you're able to see beyond. You have to be able to see what will happen 5 years from now, right? With the messages that we are putting out there. So that's what we are going to do here tonight. We are going to present Geetanjalie officially with that award, and it is a special award. It is special in the sense that she did not submit anything, because she just do what she's passionate about. But we recognize it with our eagle eye, right? So for those who are watching, and that's a little bit of a joke with the eagle eye thing. It has to do with some previous thing there. I'm pretty much sure Geetanjalie has been following along too. So let's talk about your musical aspect of things, and then we'll do the official presentation. But let's talk about your music thing. Yeah, I know your mom and so on. She started off singing and so on. And you did share bits and pieces in the past, but give us a little bit of an overview as to, how that passion came about when it comes to the music piece.
Well, first of all, in our village and back in Guyana, most of the older folks, they would get all the little children and the teenagers, everyone get dressed and ready, especially in the Sunday mornings and also on the Tuesdays for training classes, music classes, and to chant the entire Havan. And also that's our, like, as soon as you touch 4 or 5 and you could be able to recognize words and whatnot, they take you to the mandir, everybody, your aji, aja, everybody. So in that village, Five-ish Road, and Five-ish Village, also Chutney, Albion, in that vicinity, those areas, all the elder people would take the kids and the teenagers to the mandir. We would also do like cleaning of the mandir, taking care of the plants and the murtis, and we would also want to try to sew nice clothes for the murtis. And at that time in the 80s, Then in the 90s, we started easily buying them. Then we started buying ready-made clothes and whatnot. So our job is to just take care of the mandir, its surroundings and everything. So on Tuesdays, we do trainings, Thursdays, we do Havan, and Sundays, we do the normal satsang. But the kids would all lined up, like we would be like 16 of us, ranging from 4 or 5 years, mostly like 4, 5, 6 years and up. The highest, the oldest would be like 16, 18. We would be like a good crew, and everybody would, help each other, cooperate with each other. Whoever loved to participate in music, playing musical instruments, they do that. Some people would sing, and the boys would take part in learning the Havana, also the girls. And then I have the whole entire Gadraj family at that mandir, which everybody and a lot of people knows Terry Gadraj, who is my cousin. I'm proud to say that. His father and grandfather and a lot of villagers in the mandir, they were very, very talented people attending the mandir. So then I started gradually and little by little. When we say the prayer Tomeva Mata, you make a mistake, you have eyes rolling at you, and then corrections sternly. And as the years goes by, me and my sisters, we started singing with some other girls at the mandir. We were a nice group, a very, very good group. We branched out after getting married and whatnot. My sister, Debbie Rajanah, who resides in Canada, she usually sings a lot at the mandir at that time. She sang like regularly. I wasn't, because I took up mostly like academic studies and whatnot. I wanted to be a nurse or a teacher. But then when I got married, I said, this is my forte. This is my thing. I wanted to get deeper and serious into it. Then I started picking up singing. I ended up going to more classes and learning more. Like, you started to learn about the scale, melody, harmony, rhythm, pitch, dynamics, tone. You have to know all the saregama notes. Even that I didn't master as yet. That's one thing that I'm trying to do a little bit. And like all the tones, like do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do, and the chords like C major, D, E major, F, and things like that. And I didn't know what was A major and things, and the frequency, high pitch, low pitch, and then we learn about octave and training our voice, controlling our voice, and such things. So and I'm a person that I love poems. I love to write, and literature was my favorite subject. English too. And seeing that I'm an extrovert, I just like babble all the time. People would say, why don't you place your thoughts and take a pen and just pen it down? And then I started with poems, like short poems. My friends would say, no, you did not write that poem. You cheated some of your lines from something and you combined them together and whatnot. But every time a thought came to me, I put it down. And I used to write journal. And when I write like in a poetic form and so forth. Then I picked up singing songs. And basically I start with English songs. Then I mix Hindi words and English song words, English and Hindi words. And then I do like Hindi alone. However, in 1998, 99, I started writing more English. In 2005, I had two Swaminis from India. They helped me and show me how to write and how to, make your notes and save it for direction to go to, recording, how to do it. And you can do a variation, like when it's not, doesn't have to be like the original. Like if you sing, जान की कसम ओ मेरी जान की कसम जान की कसम So sometimes when anybody sings like that, people say that's not how the song goes, but it's showing your how you can change your variation and your octave, and you can carry out your song in different tones. And so then I started and I did 11 guru songs, and I wrote some birthday songs, which is yet to be recorded. I'm about to do a Father's Day song, a father's song, which is very, very beautiful. But when the election was coming up, I was like so involved in everything on a daily basis, virtually. We were on social media, and I said, you know what? I was praying for the truth to come out, and I was praying for democracy to prevail. And actually, I prayed on my altar. I said, this has to, end. And after months, then when it happened, I wrote the song. But I was triggered by someone. There was an unknown guy from Brooklyn. He threatened me. He said, I'm going to come and I'm going to find you and I'm going to get you. You're too involved in politics, and you should stick to writing and singing bhajans or songs. And then I said, okay, try to come. He said he's going to go get me in Guyana. He thought I'm a Guyanese, I'm in Guyana. I said, oh, sorry, dear, I am in New York. I'm close to Brooklyn. Try your best to find me. I was, accepting the challenge. And then I said, no, I'm going to write this song. So when I finished writing the song and I did it, and I didn't post it up, I shared it with a few persons. I don't know how he got it. He texted me one long paragraph on Messenger, and he said, I'm sorry that, I was on the wrong, and your song got me. I listened to it like three times, and you're so talented, and I'm sorry that I said certain things to you. So then he said, put up the song like on YouTube and whatnot. And even though it's not professionally recorded, I put it up on YouTube and I put it up on my page. And there is this Asha Samaru, this social media person. She shared it. It hit up to 1,000 views. So that makes me a little more encourage me a lot. And then you guys get to know about the song and liked it and put it out.
So I mean, to add to it, obviously, I'm very much involved in politics. I've run quite a few times here in Canada and things of that kind.
I know.
And for a reason, right? For a reason, because I feel that if you get into politics for the right reason, you can make changes, right? You can make changes that can really allow people to really, live a better life. You can allow people to live in decent homes, all of these types of things. So that's the reason why. And speaking of that too, and though this show is not about me, it's about you, I should add that I actually have a degree in democracy, believe it or not. So my point here is that it catches my attention, right? It catches my attention, and I did listen to it, and I think that's one of the reasons why you're here. So I'm glad that you follow your heart, wrote that song. I'm glad that you actually turn a negative situation pretty much into something positive, right? Yes. And I think that takes a lot of critical thinking. And so that's another beautiful thing I should add here as well too, because it wasn't for that, right? It wasn't for that fella, maybe we would have not have this chat here tonight. Right?
Yeah, he challenged me, and then they triggered me. And all of the lines of the song, I was thinking of what actually occurred during the election in Guyana. That is why I wrote the song. And I was so into what I believed in. I wore a red dress and I sang that song representing my party. And I believe that whichever, even to the opposition side, if a minister or whoever is involved in politics, if you are there in your position to serve the people and serve your community, serve your country, and you're doing it the right way, even though if you may be on the opposition side, if you're honest to yourself, then you are a true politician. That's Absolutely. What I believe in.
Absolutely. Yeah. So why not, are you able to give us just the chorus piece to it so that people can actually hear it from you?
Actually,
I think would be nice. You
Yeah,
want to do that?
I was going to do that, but I'm not like in the concentration to do it.
Okay, that's okay. I know I'm putting people on the spot here,
Yeah,
but
but
it's up to you.
I could share a piece of the new song that I have
Oh,
about
whatever works for you.
yeah.
Sure, yeah.
So
Okay,
this
go.
one is about fathers, because everybody like
Mm-hmm.
focus on mother's love and mother
Mm-hmm.
and Durgama and the feminine aspect and whatnot. I feel that sometimes we have to have more focus on the males and male aspect too, especially fathers and young guys, young people, young hardworking, very ambitious people of the males. So the song goes, it's I'm gonna sing it in your the Sundar Popo tune, Your Mother's Love. So it says, your father's love should never forget the good things you do, child, you're bound to repay. Your father's love should never forget the good things you do, child, you're bound to repay. Always treat your father good, always make him smile. When he goes to sleep, kiss him good night. And that goes 2 times. Remember, dear children, he is your father. Just hug him tight and say, I love you, Dad. And there is this last verse that I'm going to sing. It carries 4 verses.
Mm-hmm.
He may be a carpenter, banker, or driver. He may be a teacher or a cane cutter. He may be a carpenter, banker, or driver. He may be a teacher or a cane cutter. He may be a lawyer or a doctor. But whatever he may be proud of him forever. Your father's love should never forget the good things you do, child, you're bound to repay. So it's telling you about all the qualities a father possesses. The second verse is very nice. I love all the verses, and it tells you how your father takes care of you, nurture you, and grow you up. He would guide you and protect you, and he would work assiduously to bring you up. Though the other 2 verses is telling you about that, and it is telling you from infancy how your father started taking a pivotal role in bringing you up. And so when you get big, don't say, hey, old man, I'm a big guy now. Just don't tell me what to do, because dads know everything. And a father, of course, have to be a role model and an example, set an example and do things so that their sons can follow and continue the legend, whatever you are. So fathers should always stay with their head held up high, especially when you have sons. Daughters, when you have to be, that's another level, that's another story when you have daughters. But when you have sons, the parampara, the here, you will have to continue. So whatever a father projects here and put out there as a man, as a father, as a husband, he will have to make sure in his head here that you are making a stepping stone so that your sons can imbibe, inculcate something, take a page from your life and continue that. So fathers need to be very, very alert with when they have sons. And this song is basically about that. And kudos to all the good fathers and the fathers that bring up their son, in the right manner, in the right way. And everything that you do, you have to remember they take pattern from you. Children take pattern from you. They remember what you do, what you say, who you associate yourself with, they get influenced by your actions, the things that you say, the things that you do, the way you dress, everything. They even want to they want to copy. It's like they want to say, I want to be. If your dad is that, up there, you would say, I want to be like my dad. So I can't wait to record this song, and also I'll have to do the song that I'm being given an award here for, democracy. I want to do that on a
Professionally, right?
yeah, professionally. I have a birthday song. I have two birthday songs actually, and I have 7 more songs, which is in the form of bhajans, Hindi and English. So by the time of June, July, I think I'll be finishing those projects. And thank you so much for, I feel honored for you giving me this award, and I feel appreciated, because we as local writers and singers, sometimes we don't get acknowledgement, and we don't get a recognition, or somebody, you want the encouragement. You want somebody to come out there and say, I have noticed your work. I have learned a lot about, and I've written songs for people, other singers, and they ask for help. I have done songs to help some singers. 5 songs I've done for one singer. I've done 2 songs for 2 different other singers. And a lot of times I help other people through singing, whether it's, giving cables, giving them musical instrument, helping them financially. Music is my thing. And if there is a singer that I admired, I would even bring them to my home to train them and let them go out there and continue to shine. I can do anything for music and songs, everything.
All right. So for those of you who may have missed what we have been talking about earlier, we are joined here by Geetanjalie, and obviously we are here to present her with a songwriter award, right? We felt that it was necessary. It was necessary for us to not only kind of present her, with the award, but also we are hoping that this will have a positive impact not only on her own personal growth, but to people who are on the same line of work, right, where they will kind of maybe think a little bit and realize, what, though we have different audience and so forth, and though sometimes it's easier to go a different path, sometimes the easiest way is not necessarily the best way, right? And so what that means is we have to think critically when we are putting forward materials out there, because people are listening, and if they're young in particular, if they don't know any better, what they're listening, that's what they're thinking is reality, when it's far from that. And so we are doing this for a reason. We're doing this for a purpose, right? Also, we are officially now live, presenting this virtually, and she will have it a tangible something that she can keep and look and hopefully motivate her as well too. But I'm going to flash this up the screen here to kind of make it official. And I think it is an appropriate time as well too, because she loves her bhajan as well too, and things like that. And she's a church lady, right? And so I think doing it during this, Navratri, I guess, celebration, I can say, I think makes it even more special for her. So sometimes things happen for a reason, right? And so let me flash that up her, and then I'm going to give her the opportunity to kind of really add anything that she would like to say. So now we officially are presenting you here with the Songwriter Award. And so, like I said to you, and for those of you who are watching now, do know that we didn't have a competition. We've had competition, obviously, in the past, and competition can be tricky, right? But we actually look deep and far, and sometimes when things stand out, it stands out, right? And the meaning of the song, the lyrics, right, tells a story. Like I mentioned earlier, this whole Guyana election thing was very hot, and she really put together a beautiful piece, talk about democracy. And there's a whole lot more to it, because when you think about it, it goes to show that in life we really cannot give up, right? All of us work together, really. We here in Canada, we did our piece as well too. It took 5 months, right, before we really get to see that democracy can be a real thing, right? And so you just have to kind of fight. When I say fight, I'm not talking about their weapons, because I always believe that the greatest weapon, I still believe it is education and understanding and all of those types of things, right? So it's not always the fastest way and what we are seeing, happening, right now on the other side of the world, right? I'm talking about a war now, right? And so it is important, right, for us to realize. And I mean, it goes way beyond this as well, too. Think about it, right? Not all of us are into politics or anything of that kind, but at the end of the day, the politicians, they control a lot of the resources, right? They determine how certain things will play out and things of that kind. That's one reason it is important. If you have that privilege to vote, right? You do not have to be a politician, but your vote counts as well too. So there's so much we can talk about when it comes to this whole democracy thing, and not necessarily politically, but fairness, whether that be in the school system, whether that be even fairness in the mandate as well too, where it's not always men having roles in there, but female as well too, and vice versa. All of this, has to do with democracy and so on. So it's not always about politics. Sometimes we think, democracy is it's only about politics, not necessarily. So, Geetanjalie, I want to officially present you with the Songwriter Award. Do know that we value what we have seen in your creativity, and we felt it was necessary. We felt it was necessary for us to pause and to kind of really make this a reality, because sometimes in life, right, we have to step back a little bit and put the spotlight on the people them who are very deserving of it. It cannot be always Narine receiving all of these awards, right?
True.
Right. And
Share.
I mean, and it's and it's very much deserving. And I hope that what I hope, right, and you can make what you make out of it, but I hope that this will inspire you to really champion the things that you do as an individual. I mean, you are smart enough that you're smart enough not to compare yourself with other people. I think you have a good head on your shoulder to know all of that, but it's always a good reminder for us to remind ourselves, right, that you do not have to compare yourself with anybody. You just have to continue to do the things that you're passionate about, continue to, write songs along the line that really portray a positive message, because we need more of it, right? And I think that's where, if it comes to improvement, that's how we can improve things. I think this is one of the ways we can improve things along. This doesn't mean that I'm condemning anything here, but I mean, anything to do with positivity, I'm all over it. I can tell you that for sure, right? Not that I don't know how to have a good time, there are time and place for everything, by the way. So I will give you the opportunity now to kind of speak. I want to know how you feel and what you will, what's your takeaway from here in terms of us officially, present you with this. Do know you're going to receive your tangible piece. But go ahead and kind of make your acceptance speech now, so to speak. How about that?
Yes, I'm ready. So, first of all, I'd like to say with a lot of gratitude and love and appreciation towards you and all those who are involved in making this contribution to me, this award, and presenting it to me. I feel very, very honored, and it means a lot to me, because I was writing for a long time. I really wanted some sort of something to keep and to hold and to say, it's mine. I've worked hard through Saraswati Grace, and I want to say that I encourage all the singers to keep writing more tangible, more serious stuff, instead of repeating the same kind of topics and going to one genre or one kind of thing all the time. Change something, keep sending out a good message there, so that the younger generation can reflect and they can pick it up and they can sing it, and it would be it can be sung anywhere, not in a particular group or place or whatever. So just go out there and explore yourself, write different stuff, find better words. I think that's my advice, find better words. And when you talk about comparisons, contrasting comparisons, competition, and everybody likes to go with the attention and the celebrity thing and wanting X amount of views. I'm going to be bold here, X amount of views, X amount of likes and whatnot, being in the competition. And it bars you from wanting to grow more. And as an artist, as a singer, as a composer, writing music, it has to come out from the heart. You have to do it with your utmost best knowledge and capabilities and potential. If you're singing, especially as a singer, I'm speaking on behalf like myself, if you're singing with the thought and the intention of competing with others, or wanting to compare yourselves to others, or let others compare themselves to you, you can be me, I can be you. Everybody's unique in their own way. God has made everybody unique in their own special way. Everybody has different types of talents, and everybody have a different voice, so you cannot say. And it's a thing that I'm going to come quickly here about compliments. Instead of giving someone a false compliments when they're singing, I've seen this happening redundantly and repetitively, and it's you may not see it that it's a bad thing, or it's not the right thing. Indirectly it is, because if you keep on telling someone you're doing great, you're doing good, excellent, you've done this song well, and you're an amazing singer, a fantastic singer, and then the person needs growth, the person needs development, needs change, needs some more practicing, rehearsals, and especially with pronunciation of words, and that comes the Hindi words and Sanskrit and whatnot. English is easily pronounced. It's a universal language. Everybody, most in the world, they speak that English. So I would say that pronunciation of words and in the songs and the bhajans and whatnot, that's very, very important. I'd like to say, like, if you're on a live, you don't have to like bash anybody or say bad things and negative things. But if you're having a group or a band or a platform, or you have to tutor somebody and mentor them in the correct way. And it is nice that you keep telling them they're doing well, you're doing good and whatnot. But behind the scenes, you can go and tell them, well, this song is not well done by you. You have not performed this one well. Certain words, and click to the words directly. If it's 10 words in a song, you tell that singer, you need to work on those pronunciations. Because if you keep on praising those singers, or telling them that you're doing good and they're amazing singer, they're fantastic singer, you're doing excellent, or you did this brilliantly, you rock this song and stuff like that, you may want to be nice to them online on social media and whatnot, or in front of crowds, but behind the scenes, privately, if you were good with that person, or you would tell them you'd like to give them an advice. Most people don't like advice, but people don't want you to correct them. They prefer to hear the false things and the flowery language, and you give them words to make their heads get flabbergasted, and they would say, I'm doing great, I'm doing well. So there's no space for improvement. There's no door to open there to let them see where their shortcomings are. And I emphasize on this because there are a lot of people that they try to sing and sing and sing, and they want to sing like X amount of songs, and they want to sing everything that anybody else is sing what's comfortable for you. You have to be in your comfort zone, as well as you have to practice, you have to rehearse the songs and the bhajans, and do your best. We are bound to err. We are human. We are not perfect. Even the greatest singer, they talk about their weaknesses in singing and composing music and whatnot. So I would like to encourage everybody, whatever you're doing as an artist, as a singer, whatever you are doing and that you love to do, try every day to improve yourself and do more and more and more. And others out there, please give these artists and everybody an opportunity. Everybody needs an equal opportunity, and value people's talent, and give them an opportunity to soar high up there. If you see someone doing well and someone's capability and potential, don't try to bring them down. Try to elevate them, try to bring them up they up there, let them climb the ladder. Don't push them over the cliff. And I've had a lot of experience with that. So that is why I'm saying it. And it makes the performer, the singer, the artist sad. That makes you, it discourages you. Makes you want to just give up. A lot of singers I heard say, I used to sing and people used to condemn me or criticize me, and I took it on, and nobody was there for me. I hadn't any mentor. I had nobody. And some people would say, oh, I used to sing well. I used to dance well. And I had so much criticism, and people tell me so much negative things. It made me sad and unhappy, and I cry. Recently that happened to me. And so when you debar or you prevent somebody from doing what they love to do and they're good at it, I feel like it's a sin. I feel like it's bad. It's especially if you're doing it intentionally. So my encouragement is there to get people, hire people, take people on at your functions to do what they love to do. Unless especially if you're a bad singer, well, then you won't be getting any hiring. So if you're good at doing something, I would encourage those who have that opportunity, that power, and that kind of privilege and authority to bring in everybody there, to give them an equal opportunity to do what they love to do or they want to do. Guide them, protect them, and like I said, mentor them. And if there is a scope for improvement and betterment and to do better, they will. And if you don't have it, you don't have it. I'm sorry, but sometimes you try your utmost best with someone, and if they don't have it, they don't have it. And some people would try to change, and they would try to do better, and they go up there, but some people stay stagnant. And for me, if you think you don't have it and you can't do it, then you cannot just like try to go and continue. It's not like if you have a product, if it's not saleable, then something is wrong there. And that's all I can say. And I would emphasize all those who are involving in whatever you're doing as an artist, keep doing what you got to do. And I would like to say again and again, keep writing better stuff, and more serious stuff. The lyrics of a song tells a lot about what message you're putting out there, because it's going worldwide. It's going to the younger generation, and try to focus on different topics, not the same thing over and over again. And as soon as one song come out, somebody tried to do the same song tune, and they just change your words. You just do something else. Like that's why I did this father song and the 2 birthday song, and I'm planning to do another song which is a secret, so that one will come out soon. Right. Thank you so much, and I do appreciate it. And God bless you, and keep doing the fabulous, fantastic job that you're doing. I really do appreciate it. And everybody for listening, thank you so much, all of you. Again, all the Muslim sisters and brothers, and everybody who is celebrating Navratri, and the entire world in general. I'd like to say humbly that do what you want to do, what you have to do. That is right, and that is good. Not anything that comes in your thought. One thing I'd like to pinpoint: don't focus on one thought all the time, or one person all the time, or one objective. Balance it. Try to do different things and have a balance in your life. If you focus on one person or one thing or one kind of goal or objective, you'll focus on that. And you may want to think you want that, or you want to achieve that. Sometimes when you do achieve it, you regret. You'll say, well, you focus on one thing too much. You have to keep balance in life and be true to yourself, honest to yourself, love yourself and love others. And thank you so much. I think I've said enough.
All right. Well, it is your night here, so obviously I appreciate you take the opportunity to kind of speak, because that's what we want. So my dear fellow listeners, do know that for those of you who may have joined in halfway through, or for those of you who will be watching at some point, do know that we invited Geetanjalie here because we wanted to present her, which we have done a few minutes ago with the Songwriter Award. We felt that it was necessary to highlight it and make it a reality, right? For those of you who know us will know that we always do unique things, meaning that we always find ways to close the gap, right? So for me, as long as we are doing our piece, right, based on the resources we have, based on, those types of things, as long as we are doing it to close the gap, it makes us feel really, really good as well too. We could have easily gone the other way, the easy shortcut way, but when we do that, we are widening the gap. And what we do at the end of it all, we are basically create more problems, right? And not even realizing it. And so what we need to do, we need to focus on pieces that will allow us to close the gap when it comes to, all of these whole pieces, when it comes to this whole, musical industry and other pieces as well too, right? So we do a lot of different things here, not necessarily, the music piece. As you know, for those of you who have been follow along will know that anything that makes sense, we are part of it, right? If it doesn't make sense, we're not part of it. Right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we're condemning what people are doing. It's just that we have all different interests, that's all.
But the nepotism has to stop, because other singers, I'm speaking about singing in the singing industry, music industry, all the persons who are up there, who are recognized and who you may call them celebrities or recognized artists, they are all the time having like these hires or these kinds of functions to attend, and the other persons who are making their sacrifice also and trying to have an input there and try to put out their talent, it's not being recognized. People are not helping them. And at times I do know for a fact that there are people who deserve an opportunity, deserve better, and they deserve to let others give them a chance. So I would like to say that try not to bring down anybody, try not to deprive anybody, so to speak. I was trying to figure that word out. Not to Don't deprive anyone, especially a singer, because sometimes it's so humiliating and embarrassing to just keep people down, and when they need to start over back, it's hard. It shuts you down, and it's not nice. So the nepotism and the favoritism and the kind of because you know someone, it's not who you know. You have to just give everybody an equal opportunity, and when you know someone has that in them, give them a chance to shine, because when they shine, you're going to shine brighter, because you know within yourself that you have given that person an opportunity. And when others give people opportunities and chances and help them too, it should be I feel that it should be, you should give gratitude to that person, you should mention, you should keep thanking, so that that person will be encouraged to help others too. And I feel that, give jackets his jacket, give you, you should be given what you deserve, and depriving anyone or just trying to bring down anybody is not, it makes you what you are then, if you want to do that. And I would like to say again and again, if that happens, that changes, then the music industry will grow and it will shine, it will be better. Because behind the scenes and privately, people, when they talk about their experiences with what all the topics that I've mentioned, it's sad. And I would implore, I would like to beseech with folded hands, all the producers, all the sponsors, anybody owning a platform, a band, a kirtan group, get out there, bring people out, get them to sing, get them to play their musical instruments, to give a speech, to chair program, anything that the people is capable of doing. Try to give them an opportunity so we can make the world a better place. And whatever we came on earth since we were born to now, till this date, and until we exit, we would say, okay, I've given so certain people a chance because they deserve it and they got it in them. And so I think I've explained enough about that. I try to emphasize.
Yeah.
And
Excellent. Just before we wrap it up, let me quickly say hello to Rita. Thank you so much for taking a sneak peek. Joy, Satish, I know you're watching, which is great. I know you'll be joining us in 40 minutes here. So do know we are starting another live with Satish Judaram. He is releasing his new song on this platform here. And one of the good things about him is that he knows the difference between quality and quantity. And I really appreciate that he's actually joining our platform here to make that release. it goes to show that he also has a good head on his shoulder. I wouldn't say more on that because it's your night here tonight. Let me also say hello to Robert. I do agree with you that new and young talent need to be recognized, right? So that is it looks like we're on the same page. So thank you so much for that. So Geetanjali, I want you to know that we appreciate you joining us. I'm very pleased that we have kind of get this completed because this was on our list, and now that I can cross it
That's
out, that
wonderful.
it is done. Right. So
Thank you so
moving
much.
on to different things. So stay right there for now. So my dear fellow listeners and viewers, as we are officially approaching the end of tonight's program, we would like to take this opportunity to thank you for tuning in to Let's Chit Chat with Narine. Please remember to tune in to us again, actually, 40 minutes from now, where we'll have another special guest. Satish Yudaram will be joining us here. He'll be releasing his new song on our platform here, like Let's Chit Chat with Narine. On behalf of myself, the beautiful and talented and our award recipient here for Best Songwriter, Geetanjali. Both of us would like to join together and wish you a great today and even a better tomorrow. We'll talk to you soon.